background. Go.
Malayo.
Shot mo lang ah.
Video ba to?
Pindot mo lang yung photo. Op. Pindot mo lang yung photo.
Sa malayo.
Eh, malungkot ah. Mukhang na-homesick na.
Sa malayo.
Malungkot ah.
Nagpo-photo ba yun?
Also just passed to our left, Oliver's Walk, which was one of the first Victorian warehouses
Hindi pwedeng photo.
Pag pinito mo,
Nagbibideo.
on the banks of the Thames.
pag pinito mo
And
siya,
just
Ah,
right,
photo
just
yun.
now passing our base here, our offices, Sherry Garden here. It does mark a boundary line. We're now leaving behind Bermondsey. We've entered Ronaway, this area. To the left, we're rounding a bend, and this bend is Wapping Ness. And just look around the bend, and you can see a blue pier, and it has police boats attached to it. This is Wapping Pier. This is the site of the very first uniformed police service anywhere in the world. Now, many years ago, piracy was rife on this part of the Thames, and it was said that up to a third of any of the cargo that came into London was stolen through piracy. There was a few local businessmen, they were fed up, and they formed the Thames River Police Division. Still going strong today, as you can see. Up to the left hand side.
Bibili ako ng ganyan pagbalik. So yung parko. Pahingahan, mabiyahe. Escape ha? Captain. Hindi. Yung kay boss, di ba may lang ang computer? 16 gig yung kay boss Chito, i-copy mo na.
Pwede rin.
Para hindi mo nalalagay.
Kaya lang, mahuhuli natin yung mga pinusin.
edit ko ba?
I-edit mo muna.
Anong edit?
Wala na, edit. Ikaw naman, no?
Eh, bago kasi tayo umalis, meron ng picture.
Ah, may laman.
Oo naman, di mo naiintindihan eh.
Kami naman eh.
Tatapuro sa akin.
Nagawa ko na server.
Picture ng ipon.
Diba po ba?
Ay, lang sa ibabaw ng kulay sila.
Tapos tumutunog dyan.
Malayo pala yung green.
To the left-hand side then, a good example again of what's happened in the lower reaches. You can see all of these warehouses to the left, and these ones would have stood at the front of the old London dock. And many years ago, if you look at some of the older pictures, there would have been gaps in between these buildings to the left. Today they've been filled in with these modern apartments. But you can tell the new from the old. The older ones, they have more character, like the cranes on the side, the names at the top as well. If you look at some of them to the left, you can see New Crane Wharf, Metropolitan Wharf, and these are the older warehouses. Whilst you're looking at the word wharf then, it's a very unusual word. You've probably seen it up and down the river quite a lot today. It's actually an acronym, okay? And each individual letter stands for warehouse at river front, okay? So of course this is the only place you'll find a wharf up and down the river, or well, another river as well, of course, or a quayside of some sort. You wouldn't find one on your local high streets, for example.
Ang galing oh. Tulin. Tulin oh. Ayan oh. Saan ang to? Saan ang tigil nito? Ha? Ayos.
Finish daw eh.
Tapos sa dulo nito, saan tayo bababa?
Babalik lang dito sa...
Kami tayo sa dati.
Hindi tayo bababa rin sa dulo.
Ayaw pala kung saan yung ano. Sa release pa rin yung ano. East West. Release part. Alin yung... East.
International Beach Line. Saan yun dito?
Uy, mulan.
Ano ba tayo?
Mulan eh.
Yan tayo, ulan.
Just round in the bend here, folks, and off to the left-hand side, you might have seen we've just passed this powerful London tug. It's putting barges with yellow containers inside of it there. Just had to pause for a moment there because we had to make radio contacts with them just to make a passing agreement on the VHF radio. And they're actually putting London's household rubbish inside those barges. Well, those ones are empty because they're going inward bound up to the warehouses upriver, where they're fully loaded with our London's household rubbish. We then put them back in the barges, and the powerful London tug will pick them up on high tide, a bit more water under the keel, and they'll proceed outward bound, taking all of London's household rubbish. About 90% of it goes via the river down to Belvedere. Just ahead of us now as well, we have the Canary Wharf developments. And we can see the tallest building. It has the pyramid on the top of it. This is at number 1 Canada Square. Once Europe's tallest building, it's now been overtaken by the Shard back in the City of London. You can see it quite clearly at the top today, the flashing lights. And that's because it stands in a direct flight path of London City airports, further inland in the direction that we're travelling in. They've actually been building on that site now for about 30 years. And it is said that they're about halfway through the development stage. They said they've got about 30 years left worth of work over here. So you can only imagine what this site here will look like in about 30 years' time. It is known as the mini Manhattan of London. Just looking to the left here, you can see a small entrance with a small foot crossing at the front of it, and this is an entrance to Limekiln Dock. A very important dock of its day to the left. It was down the end of that dock where we kept our lime kilns, and very important because they built bricks. We used all of the bricks to rebuild London after the Great Fire of London of 1666. And looking off to the right now, you can also see we're just rounding another bend. Now, because we go quite slow, it almost feels like we're going in a straight line. Of course, we do go round quite a few bends here in the Thames. And of course, we don't have road names out here either. We have points and bridges. Bend on the river, like this one, it's known as a point, and this one marks a boundary line. We are now leaving behind the Lower Port Reach, and we're entering into Limehouse Reach. If you look just ahead of us through Limehouse Reach, unfortunately now for the next 5 or 10 minutes, there's not a lot to talk about really. Just left and right now, we have flats and apartments. Flats and apartments all the way through Limehouse. So what I'll do now for the next 5 minutes, folks, I'll just let you sit back and relax, enjoy the trip itself for a little while, give your ears a bit of rest. Once we have Greenwich in our sights, in about 5 or 10 minutes, I'll tell you a bit more about what there is to see and do in the Royal Borough of Greenwich. Of course, if you have any questions or queries about the trip itself, then don't hesitate to ask a crew member, okay? In the meantime, thanks for your attention. As I said, I'll talk to you again very shortly. Thank you very much.
They have been settled here for 50 years.
Watch out! There's some garbage.
You know what that is? That floating little something? It's what we call cachichas. Yun. Patikop. Patikop. Mga ibon. Balik na sila, oh. Yeah, view, oh. Oh, yung bandera natin yan, di ba? Ay, hindi. Wala akong bandera natin. Nangwit na yung kaliwa ko. Nangwit na ang aking kaliwa kanang kamay.
James, bagay ka rito kumila. Bagay ka rito.
Kim! Yan yung bata, alamin mo na yung Facebook niya. Ilang taon na lang yan po, pwede na. Mga 3 taon.
Si Katol, pwede na yan.
Sa kanila, ano lang eh, 16 lang eh. Giniginaw ka ba?
Sino?
Ito, ito pag giniginaw ka. Oh. Ito. Kapatay niya, giniginaw ka yan. Ako naiinita lang. Yan lang.
Oo nga, Yossi.
Public ito eh.
Smoking.
Kaya nangangatal na
Hindi ba kayo?
hindi makahinga.
Ang easy mo eh. Wala nang nikotin sa katawan.
Oo, ulit. Pag gusto mo. Sino ba in charge ng tour natin ngayon? Saan tayo susunod?
Batay training.
Saan?
Batay.
Yung dulo nito?
May 30 rito, may 30.
Oras na pa.
12:20.
Doon na tayo kumain.
Kain na naman, di ba kumain na kayo? So meron akong ano rito, cake.
Wala na ba kainan?
Wala na, may cake ako rito, tsaka biskuit, may
Wala.
nagaraya.
Wala.
Teka, baka nagugutom ka, may cake nga dyan. Tsaka biskuit.
Hindi na pagkain.
Ha?
Tunay na pagkain sa
Tunay na pag... Hindi ba tunay na pagkain yun? Ano yung replicated?
Kaya tawag doon. Mga bata. Chichiriano tawag doon.
Hindi pala kayo po pwede mapasama sa amin ni Goyo. Sa amin, ang tanghalian namin ni Goyo eh.
Yeah.
Nagaraya. Tanay na tanay si Goyo tayo ng gano'n. Nagaraya. Lalo na pagka sinabi ni Imse, eto yung mga ipopropagate. Ha? Utsa, wala kaming kainan ng tanghali nung. Nagaraya lang. Ano?
Parang wala nang momentum eh.
Oo, ay hirap nung kakain pa. Pagbalik sa opisina, kami kumakain.
Gagalit sa'yo si Goyong pag iniwan mo yun.
Wala tayong magagawa.
Wala akong
Kaya lang
dyan, ha?
Baka naman mamaya, false hope lang yung binibigay mo sa akin.
Walang asura. Nating tulo.
Ayaw.
Sinong kakausapin muna natin? Siyempre lilipatan muna. Makikipag-usap ba naman ako ng... Makikipag-usap pa ako doon tapos hindi ako, wala naman ako dito patan. Hindi nga, pero pa talagang open.
Naghanap na ng mga tao. Vacant na ang position mo.
Basta guidean mo ako. Sige. Monday.
Monday, meeting tayo, ha?
Sa Monday, doon ako mag-report.
Gagawin natin yung eco-learning presentation.
Ito, video. Papakita natin to.
Isa yan.
Ito nga, papakita natin video. This is what we learned. Is the River Thames. Ito naman ang ganyan. Bago yung view. Ayan, no?
Libre.
Oo.
Humingi ka na ba?
Hindi ka.
Paano mo nalamang...
Sige na lang kanina.
Pakikunti nyo nga lang yung video, iihi lang ako.
Wala ito lang to. Robby, nakakangawit to ah. Teka, enjoy pa ako.
Yan, nalagay na ako.
Okay folks, well you can see Greenwich ahead of us now. Greenwich Pier just on the south shore there. And you can also see the three masts of the Sea Clipper, the Classy Sark, which actually holds the world record for bringing sea clippings over from China. And you can also see the white building with two domes on the top, the old Naval College, which is now the University of Greenwich today. And looking to the right-hand side, if you look on top of the tree line, on the horizon to the right, you can see the observatory and Flamston House. The building with the red ball on top and the T-piece on top of the red ball, just above the chimneys and the trees off to the right. This is where east meets west, where zero line of longitude lies, where time was once set around the world. You can walk up there, folks, and stand astride the meridian line. 1 foot in the east, 1 foot in the west. It's about 15 minutes to walk up to the observatory, just through Greenwich Park. And off to the right, we're just passing Greenwich Shifts here, where a lot of the larger killed vessels, boats that are too big to go into the upper reaches, this is where they'll stay. But as you can see, we are making our approach into Greenwich Pier now, folks, and for the safety on board, it is best if you try and stay safely seated. as we land you safely ashore. Just in case we have a small hump, as you can see ahead of us, we have these faster ferries taking off. They create a bit of a wash, and it will rock us around just a little bit. Okay, so please just remain safely in your seats until we're tied up to here. Now we're going to stay here for a short break until 12:45 for about 20 minutes. We then return back up to Westminster and the Tower at 12:45. If you'd like to spend a bit more time here at Greenwich, boats leave every 35 minutes throughout the day until 10 to 5. The last boat leaves at 10 to 5. Well, hopefully you enjoyed the little trip all the way down to Greenwich, folks. Thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the few words as well. As I said, the few words that we do are actually done voluntary, just hopefully adding to your trip. Same with being mystery too. We do like to pass on a bit of our local knowledge of the history. Very proud of the history here in London. Hopefully that came across in a few words as well. If you'd like to show any voluntary appreciation, you can do so in a traditional manner, leaving the boat. So I'll be there with the old buckets. If you would like to put any coins into the bucket, it is greatly received, as I said, but it is done voluntary, folks. That's what's the point. Okay, the most important thing, just try and enjoy the rest of your day or stay, maybe here in Greenwich. Thanks again for joining us. And I hope to see you soon. Thank you very much.
Balik yun.
12:45. Eh, 12:20 na eh. 20 minutes. Ano ba? Kala ko bababa, sabi ni Frankie.
Lakas ko na rin.
Ah, okay.
Di ba?
Ano? Oo, meron. Ito ba? Kanin, baboy. Baka merong may gusto dyan. Kanin, baboy.
Kaya nakabili ng gano'n.
It's dripping. Hey. It's raining. Eh, ang kaso mo, 20 minutes lang ito. Paano ka mabilis na kain eh? I-order mo. Mukhang hindi fast food yan. Hindi siya Jollibee. Na pagka-order mo, ayan agad yung pagkain. O KFC o McDo.
Ibs at Pidan Ibs. Very big shot.
Ginawa pa kayo? Eh! Bihira. Kami nga eh, gusto na namin mag-short eh.
Pwede lang tumala para maligo.
Oo, pwede lang mga hindi lang nakakaya, maliligo muna kami rito eh. Masyado kayong ginawin. Ano kami, hindi kami masyadong balot. Oo, wala oh. Ganda naman nila. Naku, Ims, mukhang may in love ka na naman.
Mapakanda sila. Ulan eh.
Ulan.
Sa ulan.
Yan talaga.
Dito tayo sa ulan.
Kayo, sabihin nyo lang. Gusto nyo ba?
Hindi. Wala na oh. Wala na. Sino mag-trek?
Parang ito pinakamabilis eh.
Oo. The best to. Ha?